I am calling on every single one of the 335 million people in this country. On September 17th, which is Constitution Day, we are blacking it all out, folks. No work, no shopping, no transactions, no Uber, no Walmart, no Target, no nothing. No business as usual. We shutting it all down.
What the did Rosie O'Donnell mean when she said,
blackout the system? Blackout the system.
now this can be a good thing or a bad thing. But the way my mind's set up, I always look at it like it's finna be a bad thing.
For those of y'all who don't know, Blackout the System is on September 17th. That means no going to work for your corporate boss, no buying food from Taco Bell. That means you get your groceries 2 days before and you just take a day off. You just chill, because that is going to show them that we have the power. So make it happen. For the love of God, this is our chance to all work together to make something happen. Please, black out the system. Black out the system.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. What's really happening in America right now? Because we've got black folks all over the country and Americans in general actually asking the tough questions and saying enough is enough. And that's why on September 17th, people across the nation, all over the America actually will come together for something very powerful. A grassroots movement that they are calling Blackout the System. Well, this isn't just another day in the calendar. It's a collective, wake-up call, a refusal to keep on funding, ICE raids that terrorize communities, bloated military budgets, while teachers actually struggle. They're refusing to actually keep on giving tax breaks for the ultra-rich, while schools keep on being underfunded and healthcare is under threat. The cost of living keeps on, skyrocketing in the country. This is exactly what Americans are calling blackout the system. What do you think about this boycott? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm your presenter Profess. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing, hit that like button. Let's take a look at these videos that I have sampled for you guys. Let's listen keenly at why they are doing this. I'll be back with more commentary after this.
Got a news flash for you. I'm a white person. I know, seems crazy. But listen, what does that mean? It means that I'm the person that has to go out and protest on the streets, because our friends, our black and brown friends, it's dangerous for them. All right? So white people, join me. And I've been to a lot of protests, and there's a lot of us out there, but we need to up our numbers. So everybody join in. And for those who aren't able to be in the streets, go to Blackout the System on this app. There are a lot of different things that you can do to actually protest and resist. Maybe you can't not go to work. There are things to do. Black out the list. Okay. Black out the system or black out the list. Very simple. White people, get the fuck out there.
I'm calling all 340 million United States citizens to action. It's time for a blackout. September the 17th is Constitution Day, and I think this is the perfect day for a blackout. What do I mean by blackout? I mean black out the system. Right now, the U.S. government is making decisions using our tax dollars, doing things that we do not agree with. September the 17th is Constitution Day, and we will not be doing anything on that day except for loving our friends, our family, and our community. No work, no projects, nothing. No transactions. We're taking that day off. We're blacking out the system. Every business, not just Walmart, not just Amazon, not just Target, every organization, we're blacking them out. Everything. We're going to shut down the whole United States economy for one day. Now listen, it's impossible for this to be effective if everyone isn't involved. So what I need from you is to share this video. I need you to comment. I need you to follow. I need you to make sure that this penetrates every single TikTok feed before September the 17th. They've been playing too many games with United States citizens. And it's time for us to stand up, join this movement, and make sure you hashtag black out the system. This is the time we start showing that we have the power in our hands.
Black out the system. I repeat, black out the system. Have you heard of this? September 17th, they're really trying to make this a real deal. Please let me explain what this is. That means no spending any money at all. No work, no economic transactions whatsoever. And so this blow they're planning for would be historic, right? So even though it's just 24 hours, let me break this down to you. So our U.S. daily GDP, right? That's gross domestic product. That's about $28 trillion a year. Divide that by 365, you get about $76.7 billion a day in total economic output. So if half the country froze activity for one day, you're talking about 38 billion in GDP, which would be disrupted in just one day. So retail and customer spending. So customer spending accounts are about 68%, right? So that's 52 billion in one day. Now, if half the population spent $0, that means $26 billion would be lost. Retail, dining, travel, fuel, online sales, and all that in just a 24-hour period. So wages and labor output. U.S. total payroll is about $12 trillion a year, or $33 billion a day. So having the workforce for one day stop, you're talking about $16 to $17 billion in lost labor, right? So some sectors would catch up later. Others like restaurants, delivery, live events, they would lose it permanently. So stock market and investor, right? The sentiment there. Markets could drop 1 to 3% in a single day from panic headlines, right? That would trading would slow down, which would mean $400 to $1,200 billion in paper value money temporarily wiped out from the market. So there would be a ripple effect. Logistics, the shipping will be backlogged up to 3 to 4 days from this one instance, right? Perishable goods, grocery, restaurant, supply chains would take permanent losses from wasted product, and travel industry. Airlines, hotels, ride services would lose tens of millions of dollars. So what's the bottom line? Even one day, if half the country stopped, that means that they would potentially disrupt $38 to $43 billion in gross domestic product and $400+ billion in market value swings, okay? So check this out. I broke it down. What if 5%? What if 5% of the U.S. took part in this, right? So what that means is there will be lost economic activity around $3.8 billion in goods and services for one day. Lost shipping and spending, around $2.6 billion in sales, stores, restaurants, gas stations. Lost wages and work output. Talking about $1.6 billion in daily work, and the stock market would probably be hit for around $200 billion. And then from there, I also did 10%, and I just told you the 50% rough estimate, right? So that's what would happen if 5% participated in this national blackout the system day, September 17th. Now, right now, ideally, it sounds like it's still relative to the grassroots movement. But even the likes of Rosie O'Donnell has got on TikTok and saying, black out the system, black out the system. And so they're trying to stick it to the man, right? They're trying to get the government to feel the effects of what the people are experiencing. And this is what they're trying to do. They feel that if this is a way for the whole country to do a viable, peaceful protest and show exactly their disdain and how much they don't like what's happening. Amen. So that's black out the system. If you see if you hear about it, that's exactly what that whole inference is suggesting that they do. And that would be the ripple effect. Amen.
I am calling on every single one of the 335 million people in this country. On September 17th, which is Constitution Day, we are blacking it all out, folks. No work, no shopping, no transactions, no Uber, no Walmart, no Target, no nothing. No business as usual. We shutting it all down. All the sheeple out there are probably asking, why in the hell would we do something like that for? Well, let me wake a game up real quick. We have been paying billions for ICE to separate immigrant families, tearing kids from their parents like it's absolutely nothing. We're also paying for bloated police budgets to buy military-grade weapons while our schools are literally being defunded and crumbling before our eyes. We are handing out tax breaks to billion-dollar corporations while regular families can't even afford their rent, food, and now insulin, thanks to that not-so-big, beautiful bill. And don't even let me get started on all the cuts to Medicare and Medicaid and everything else. Look, none of this bullshit reflects the will of the people, and yet they keep making these decisions in our name with our money. So on September 17th, we do nothing that feeds this corrupt-ass system. No Amazon, no Uber, no Walmart, no clocking in, no spending a dime, period. But this will only work if we all do it. So I need you guys to comment and share this until every single timeline on TikTok sees it. And if you don't want to do that, Then make your own post and create your own content. Just make sure we all use the hashtag blackout the system. We need this hashtag to go viral, y'all. We are not powerless. They want us to forget how much strength we have when we all come together. Let's remind them on September 17th, y'all. We the people built this system. And it's time we remind them who it really belongs to.
I want to wish each and every one of you a wonderful day today, sending you love, light, peace, protection, and unity. We no longer have the liberty to strategize and choose this day or that day to attack the system. The only way we will win is if we all unify and shut this country down like the pandemic and support each other and take care of each other and walk through this together. I'm talking about black, white, Hispanic, Asians, Indians, all the people that make this country great. MAGA is not this country. We are. If we continue to wait and choose this and that day, we will not overcome this. We have to shut America down sooner the better, like the pandemic. That is our only way. I have not been wrong yet, unfortunately. I made a commitment to God when he saved my life through the pandemic. He spoke to me and his instructions was rise up and speak and then go teach. I don't care if you believe or hear me, but those of you that do, I am telling you, I am honoring my commitment to God. We win this by shutting it down, by taking the country back, by not using it. We have to shut this down sooner than later. The discomfort we will feel with this is far less than if we continue to let them to control this. It's time to black this down. All the way down. As if we were in a pandemic. Because this disease here, that's the only way we gonna stop it. And so that I am clear, my conversation with God came when I was dying, when I asked him to take my life. And if my work was not well enough with him to come here and save me, and that happened that day. He took me from death's doorstep and he brought me back to life. And then he gave me instruction. I come to you in a clear mind and a clear head. We have to shut it down. And we need to shut it down now.
TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. And yes, my rebellious ass is back on here with another one because I'm trying to figure out where the fuck are we getting at and what the fuck are we doing shit for. First of all, with this blackout on September 17th. First question, why the fuck are we waiting so long? Why are we waiting till September? Because what? That's supposed to be a special day for the government. So fucking what? Why are we making plans to wait until September to do this shit or August? And why is it only temporarily? Why aren't we doing this permanently? Why aren't we blacking out the system permanently? Why won't everybody stop working, stop paying bills, stop going to do any transactions, stop buying shit from places, like literally shut down the system. Nobody shows the fuck up to do nothing. Everybody sit their ass down and just chill. And why can't it be permanently? I'm still trying to figure out why is it just for one day and why isn't it permanently? What makes y'all think that one day is going to change anything? What makes y'all think this one day they're just going to be like, oh shit, nobody showed up. Nobody's doing nothing. We got to do something. They ain't going to give a fuck because they're going to know it. Eventually, y'all going to get tired of not having the luxury things that y'all want and that y'all so desperately think y'all need that y'all going to go right back to it. Y'all have the fear of not having materialistic shit. Because I'm still trying to figure out, why isn't this shit permanent? Why are we just planning one day of a blackout? Why aren't we doing this shit for a permanent reason? Please tell me. I would really like to understand.
Alright guys, there you have it. Actually, as we have seen in the videos that are compiled for you guys, Americans are tired, man. Black Americans are tired of actually carrying, the whole nation on their backs, because this is a growing movement. We have seen boycotts after boycotts after boycotts, and they have actually basically worked. We've seen how Americans, especially Black America, did a boycott against Target when Target actually went ahead and rolled back their DEI initiatives, where to the point of Target was actually looking for black leaders and, begging for any kind of help from them. Now, what is this boycott that, Americans are calling for? It's a growing movement that has called for a nationwide economic labor blackout from September 17th. And the focal point is that September 17th is Constitution Day, inviting participants to stand firm for justice if they can't commit multiple days. This is exactly what they're doing, because Constitution Day holds a symbolic weight, billed as a day to honor American ideals, of justice and fairness, while fundamentally challenging a system seen as failing those ideals. Now, this is exactly how a lot of Americans actually feel, because they don't understand why the Constitution is there in first place, because the system is actually failing those ideals that were constitutionalized and put in place to work for the people. What are the core motivation of people actually participating in this? They are participating in this especially to reject the funding of ICE raids targeting vulnerable communities, especially illegal immigrants, and separating families. This is something that a lot of people have seen. It's something that a lot of people are actually starting to grow tired of. Why is ICE actually getting, a bigger budget for what? While people in communities are still actually struggling for the most part, opposing military spending that overshadows under-resourced education, healthcare and social reports. And this is exactly what Americans do not want to be supporting, especially when it comes to what, the military is doing and how they feel like, it's going on for the country. This kind of support, this kind of budget bloating for the military, people don't think actually it's necessary, because the community is actually suffering. There is no social proof, there is no healthcare, there is little, schools are being underfunded, and they are also standing against tax cuts for the rich amid rising cost of living, widespread underfunding of schools, and limited access to affordable healthcare. Yeah, this is a very big topic, especially with the way we have seen cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, and rises in budget for ICE, rises, of course the budget for the military always rises actually. Now, people are calling each other in unison to come together and do a nationwide boycott, where people are not going to work, people are not buying anything, to Walmart, where people are not buying anything in retail stores like Walmart, Target, where people are not taking Ubers, where people are not making phone calls, where people are not, even using social media, maybe, for instance. Now, this actually is gonna have a big impact. I don't know if people can pull this off, because it needs discipline to actually be pulled off. But yeah, Americans can do it because it needs discipline to actually be pulled off. Yeah, but Black Americans can actually do this. If there is any community that I actually think that can be disciplined in this kind of boycott, if they join hands together, it's only Black people, it's Black Americans. I'm not sure about the rest of other communities, the Asian communities, Latino communities. I don't know if they're going to be that disciplined, but let's see. This is exactly what they're calling for on September 17th, you know, black out the system. They actually want to black out the whole system, yeah, to get their voices heard. Well, I'll keep you updated on the 18th how the boycott is going, but I just saw these videos going online and, you know, going viral on my FYP. I wanted to share with you guys and us share ideas how and why this is happening. Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you support this? Do you not support this? Will you be there, you know, boycotting and black out the system, or will you not be there? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm your presenter Profess. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing, hit that like button. See you on the next episode.